Apologies for the delay, but we will kick off now the April 28th Golf Committee meeting. With that, Mike, do you want to kick us off in regards to going through, it looks like you have the report through March 31st?
Yes, thank you, Rick. We'll get started on the agenda. Just to get started, we'll talk through some of the key performance indicators that are on page 2 of your document and also up on the screen currently for the public. So we'll lay those out. So through March, you can see round counts right now, 2025 was 3342, which is plus 479 rounds from last year and quite a bit ahead of budget as well. So March turned out to be a good month overall. Had a little bit of weather here and there, but the good days were really good. Kind of going through the revenue side, you can see some of the same items. Revenue for March was 194 in 2024 and 222 in 25. So about a plus $27,000 impact to the revenue stream. April rounds, just so you can see those, since we're already here at the end of April. 24, we did 4854. April through yesterday, we did 4413, so about 441 off. And as you know, weather in April was definitely a little funky this year over last year. April 24 revenue 395, this year 335, 805, and about 59,000 behind April as we sit today. Just on some of the notes from the reporting, playable hours in April 25 was up a little bit from 24. Unplayable hours in 25 were down 23, obviously with some rain days in there and weather. The prime hours were down 5%. So when you have, it's kind of looking at your best time of day, and those prime times were down quite a bit. Average high temps 25, 62, off about 5 degrees from last year. Had a really nice April last year, 67 degrees average. And then a couple other factors, obviously. Got bar projects going on right now, impacting some revenue. In-season golf rates went into effect as of today, 28th. So about a week difference in last year. So just inconsistent weather. Average receipts, the good news is the receipts are up 18%. So when we are getting good golf, we're up about 18% at 79.21, our average receipt. And average item per receipt is up about 35%. So they're pretty good indicators saying that, obviously weather was most factor in April. And again, March was a pretty good shape. So going through the first quarter and then through April, we should be about on budget or a little bit ahead, I think, right? If we go back to the front page, you want to pull up the agenda? You want to add anything to it?
No, I mean, we just didn't account for 4 days still in April for this month. It's only through the 27th. So a couple good weather days ahead of us to catch up there. So it should be pretty close.
Yeah, we may actually make it, might be really close with the weather being what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So good. We can kick back to the first page on the agenda items.
Hey, Mike, does those revenue numbers, is that golf only or is that everything? That includes bar, kitchen?
That's overall facility. Mm-hmm.
And how does that compare to budget? You compare it to last year, but how does it compare to like current budget?
Right. We have budget versus actual.
Yeah, I think we got it on the next page if you want to pull back, Dennis, to the
got it. Okay.
To the front page.
Thank you.
Okay, so going back, can you pop up? Yeah, if you can. If not, I'll just go over the agenda items. So golf course update, March rounds, again, 3342. The budget was 1890, so quite a bit ahead. Green fees and cart fees, 150 versus a budget of 97. Year-to-date rounds right now, 4136 versus budget of 23. So again, if we hit April with these next few days, we'll be quite a bit ahead. March range revenue, nice numbers on the range, 24,000 versus a budget of 15,000. Merch had a good month also, 9525 versus 7250. Have you guys been in the shop? Shop looks really nice. A lot of the merch is in, really nicely displayed. Everything's looking good in there. The first opening day had 48 players. You want to talk a little bit about the opening day?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. As mentioned with the, the numbers versus budget, March was good in our opening day. We kind of followed suit. We had 48 players for our association. And thanks to really the players' feedback, we went back to a format that we used to do. We would call it a 4-person scramble or A, B, C, D, different level of handicaps. So you're kind of mixing up players, both men and women, and all various handicap ranges. The last couple of years, we've just done a 2-player scramble. So again, that's the good part about our association, very involved, very, I know Rick and Helen, a few others, Dennis, everybody's kind of giving us some good positive stuff. So we went back to it and really positive. Everyone really enjoyed getting a chance to play with somebody they don't typically always play with. Certainly a scramble makes it a little easier. Even when we had our PGA spring meeting, we play a scramble just to get going. So it was good. And, it was nice. Things that are helping along the way here to kind of build into some of the merchandise numbers and some of our league play. We were also able to start out the season with our association with a tea gift that we give. So we did some nice different embroidery with some hats. So the hats and the merchandise all kind of helped add to extra revenue that's built into the association dues each year. So that was good. Along with our leagues this week, last week we really kind of kicked it off. We had our ladies banquet last Monday evening, which was really kind of a preseason banquet. Our men's Tuesday and Wednesday started last week. Looks like this week weather's a lot better, but again, all positive there. Our GAP teams are underway as well. We're already into week 2. Thanks, Rick and Dennis, for playing and captain our second team, Rick. We had a week off with the holiday, but yesterday was week 2, and then we finish up next weekend with week 3. So yeah, it's been really productive, and like I said, from our events to leagues to day to day, it's been positive.
Yeah, Club Caddie, I think the trouble's behind us. We've got most everybody comfortable with their customer portal. So a lot less questions coming into the golf shop. Really digging into all the features that it can do and provide the customer their history of tee times and times booked, and everyone being able to see that in their profile. So far so good with Club Caddie. The first 2 weeks I would say were a little rough on everyone, customer especially. Since then, I think we've really kind of turned the corner, and I feel like Club Caddie for us as operators is much more beneficial than what we had before in many levels, and I think it's going to end up being easier for the customer as well. So far so good. And Notify is an app that we have embedded in our tee sheet, which is basically a waiting list option. So whenever anyone books a tee time and then cancels the tee time, if you have logged in and you become a customer on Notify, which is part of our tee sheet, you'll be notified of any open tee times that become available in the parameters that you've set. So it's just a time opens up, there's a chance you'll get notified that that's available, and that kind of auto fills any cancellations, late cancellations. This can work up to the night before the tee time, 2 days prior to the tee time, anything like that. There's also a feature now where you can confirm your tee time. You'll be asked to confirm your tee time. If you don't, you'll be reminded to confirm your tee time roughly 4 hours prior to our cancellation policy kicking in. So you'll be given 2 opportunities to confirm your tee time. And if you don't, and you don't show up, you've been notified 3 times. You've been asked to confirm. So we have no ill feelings giving you a full cancellation, whack at that point. So, so with that being said, you know, a lot of, items on the tee sheet for your convenience, and then also to help us operate the tee sheet cleanly.
Yeah, I think the notify, obviously with the weather improving, tee sheet filling up, it's really a good piece of software to take advantage of. So if you're out there listening and looking for tee times, I would certainly recommend you do that. And again, it does also remind you a couple of times about, you know, filling your tee time, making sure you are going to play, just so that in case you aren't going to play and you cancel, the next person has that opportunity to book that tee time. So just trying to make those improvements throughout, you know, the systems and making those better. So we're real excited about getting this season kicked off.
Do we have any way of measuring this year versus last year, how many slots we maybe lost out
Oh,
last year?
yeah.
when People
Yeah.
didn't show.
The
You have that
software
data to
actually-
be able to look
yeah,
at it?
tracks actually, it does 2 things. It'll track everything that it's backfilling for us. So we'll be able to start showing you some reporting in the next couple of months of, you know, truly how much we picked up that we may have lost if someone canceled and didn't rebook that time. And then we can go back to the previous year, look at, you know, certain days and then kind of pick apart those days and say, you know, this is kind of what the averages look like. So yeah, we'll do that, Rick. And
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Rick, since November, since we started, it's around $8,000. I looked yesterday. I didn't look today, but it's been roughly since November through now, it's been about $8,000 in revenue from Notify only.
Just from notify people
Correct.
getting slotted in where
Yeah.
they normally wouldn't have, they would have missed that.
And then, as we mentioned, new rates are in effect now, a couple of new policies, just as some reminders. And Eddie, you could probably memorize them better than I do.
Yeah, so we did put a QR code up. Back up a little bit. We sent out a notification email to our database on Friday prior to the launch of the season rates today, just so our customers and our regulars, residents and non-residents could see what we were going to. So really everything's kind of staying in place as far as Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with what we call the bundled rate, which is the cart inclusive rate. It's always cart inclusive up until 12 o'clock on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One of the changes we made this year with all of your support with this was our senior rate, which is Saturday and Sunday. The senior green fee kicks in now at 2 o'clock. Used to be 12 o'clock. So what our counter staff was doing, myself, Kevin, Mike, kind of in and out, a little bit, but we would try to just let our regulars know, just be aware in a couple weeks, here are some of the changes. Certainly a little pushback, but the understanding is, Friday's a weekend at Makefield. So the senior green fee is available all day Friday, so the senior green fee is available Saturday, Sunday, starting at 2 o'clock. The cart fee is mandatory up until 12. So the resident still is going to be able to walk at 12 o'clock. And they can walk prior to 12. We have some players that choose to walk and they pay the cart fee. So they can certainly do that. So those are kind of the keys. The 9 holes was always a 2 o'clock weekend thing. So that really wasn't a change. Slight green fee differential Monday to Thursday, not a significant jump, but some of those keys are on the weekends.
Hey, Mike, the one thing Dennis asked, and I don't see it here, but so year-to-date revenue, are we above, if you like take Q1 through March, are we ahead of budget?
Yeah, head of budget, a little behind last year, right at this point. So I don't know. We might be able to pull it up here for you. Yeah. January, February last year, if you remember, was extraordinary weather. So
And this year, March helped us, obviously.
March picked us up about to, not quite where we were last year, but picked us up, over budget right now.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but the APR dip in this year versus last year. I'm sure you're going to point, the next thing on topic is obviously the bar.
Mhm.
So it's probably lack of ancillary revenue as well as the lack of additional rounds that are out there.
Yeah.
Range, golf shop, bar, and so forth.
Yeah.
Is it also time of day? Is it, is it weekends or is it weekdays? I mean, where are we getting the rounds?
Well, I mean, I think the, Saturdays obviously
I
have
mean,
been.
it's only $5.
Yeah.
The difference, but I was just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess to your question, it's really just been hit or miss right now with weather. So
Right.
nice days, it's 230, 240 rounds of golf in there. So, I can't say we have a pattern yet to say, it's weekends versus weekday at this point. It's really just weather driven at this point. But I think that's a good question, maybe to look at maybe a month from now when we have, a good month of weather. Yeah.
It's the new caddy thing.
Club Caddy. Yeah.
Right, so it's next one.
Thanks, Pat. Okay, got it. And then, yeah, so I kind of covered that. Then any other questions on any of the, rates or rounds or?
When is ETA on the bar being done and all that?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second if we can.
We were talking about how that's impacting, obviously,
Yeah.
revenue and so forth.
Yep. But let me just kind of stay in schedule here with the agenda. The pavers, project we're doing out on the golf course. Kevin's got up on the screen for you, around the cart paths, the on-off areas, some of them are, very challenging, with so much rock and shale being there, just, always been difficult. So we put in some turf pavers this winter, in spring. So we're in the process of filling, sodding, and then seeding those turf pavers. So in between the actual paver is holes that you fill up with soil and seed, and then that grows up. So you'll have grass, so that whole paver area will be grassed, and it takes the impact from the carts away, so it doesn't impact the root zone so much. So it'll be a really nice improvement. Some of those areas were just awful to try to maintain. So we're trying to do that around as best we can. We did 2 areas so far. We got covered 4 and 13 so far up on top. And then over on 5, yep. And then we kind of move the carts. So we're kind of parking them up top, trying to get that visual for the golfers so they can see, guy in the tee can kind of see what's going on and not hit into anybody on the green. So that seems to be working a little bit. So just something project we just want to make sure everybody was aware of that's going on out there.
Where else are you gonna put them? Are you putting them on 16? I saw you blocked off that 16 area to stop people going past the green.
Yeah.
It all flooded.
Yeah, that little area,
Thank
they
you.
get some there
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I know Mark was looking at a few areas to,
Even just do it earlier so people don't go there.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so just wanted to kind of make it, the committee and public aware of the projects.
Mike, I don't think it's that crazy a thought, but because I think the technology is there. Do you guys ever consider putting like a CCTV camera on 13 Green and giving the guys on the tee a chance to either open it up on their phone or something to see if anyone's there, or to witness their hole in one on a par 4, or
No, I mean, I haven't really thought through that as far as putting a TV out there. Yeah, I don't know. We could look into that technology. I'm not 100% sure. Certainly check it out. Yeah. Okay. Just moving into F&B, if there's no questions going forward on golf, anything else you want to talk about? Good? All right.
Of course, I'll ask, how is Mark doing with more time with the course? I mean, it seems like he's in love with the aerator, which is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of aeration going
A
on.
lot of aeration going on. The greens look great. Tee boxes are coming back.
Yeah.
But, how is that going?
Yeah,
So we're-
I mean, it's going well. He's obviously getting time to get on the machine. He's out there spraying. He's getting the windows to spray, which is really important.
Okay,
And, I think the key, this aerator is really going to be a big key. And then obviously we got the fairway mowers now too. So we're just starting to mow again. So, just starting to see some real growth. So, fairways will get tightened up with these new mowers, and it'll help. It'll help encourage growth too, because when you're cutting them tighter, the bent kind of wants to move more and grow.
Okay.
So it goes more lateral that way. So it's helpful. And so I think we'll see some real improvements. He's excited about the fairways because, that was one of the things, just trying to break into that root zone. So letting roots go down deeper. So when we do get the heat and those hot spells, they won't stress as quickly for him. So it's important stuff.
okay.
He's got a lot of amendments he's working in, just things to hold moisture into the root zone. So wetting agents and different things that'll be real impactful. So, but you gotta make the holes first. So that's good. Yeah.
And
So
he's
the new
got a full
machine.
crew for the summer now. Everybody's,
Yeah. Crew's all in.
Staffed
I mean,
up.
we pick up a couple more college kids in the next couple of weeks. We've got a few returning college kids that come back.
okay.
For once they're out of school. So we'll start seeing them in the next 2 weeks. So pretty good shape. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that, Kid?
No, the only times we've really given up to are as you guys know, the early bird back nines on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are really the only times that we have not used so far this season. So those are the windows Mark is using to get out and aerate. So we're getting, 3-4 fairways at a time, a bunch of tee boxes at a time, and we're only giving up that small little back nine start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're still starting Thursday through Sunday on the back nine early, but that's it. So it's been a very productive use of very little give up. So
No, that's good to hear. And there was sand in the carts too on Saturday, which was great.
Yeah, I know Eddie's got them working on their detailing carts and, kind of going through 10 or 12 at a time. So cart fleet will start looking kind of like it's supposed to look, and get it all cleaned up and ready to go.
food and bev, we good for food and bev? Easter brunch, we had 48 covers, and it went really, really well. We had a couple big reservations, so that went really nice, and the feedback's been excellent so far. So Jenna and team did a great job putting that together. It's not a traditional event that we've had, something newer. So, you're always hoping those first couple times you do it, you get off the ground, and this one did. So strong effort there, and Chef Mark put out a great brunch. So so far so good there. Not on the sheet, but just on this past Saturday night, we had a 160 person bar mitzvah in the tent. That was out of this world, with light shows and crazy balloons and all kinds of stuff going on
They
there.
really had it all.
But a really unique menu. Chef Mark and the team kind of put together an awesome. I kind of wish I was invited. It was really, really good looking. So, and really, really strong feedback from, a particular guest. She was very particular. The family was very particular, and to their credit, they were particular, and we were able to deliver. So really thrilled about that event.
I can read this if you want. This is from them. Everything was amazing. You guys executed perfectly on our vision, which I know is a little different than most of the parties you host. We were thrilled with the outcome. Thank you for the patience. Cool as a cucumber attitude, even when I was stressing about the weather, and perfect execution. Your staff did an excellent job, and we're so accommodating. That was from Carly from the event. So really nice to hear that. So I know the team worked extra hard to get that one done. And, the weather was a challenge, and everybody kind of kept it together and did a really good job pulling it off. So kudos to them.
Stressful, but worth it. And then just, we're still with trivia and karaoke, and that'll, stick around for a little bit longer. As you know, the fourth Thursday and Friday of each month, we do the karaoke and we do the trivia, as part of happy hour. It's really starting to develop a following. Each month gets a little better and better and better. And then we're going to get into the summertime where we'll probably replace that with live music and more things appropriate to outside in summer. So this is more or less a winter activity, but I think we got it on the map. So as we go into fall and into winter next year, it'll be picking up where we left off is how we feel. So we have the karaoke community, which I now know there is one, will really be interested in knowing that we're a stop on their rotation. So these people do it several nights a week, and they were thrilled that we were now part of that rotation. So that should be an easier marketing task come the fall again. So pretty happy about that. And then we have another Smoke and Oak coming up May 3rd, 5 to 8 p.m. Cigars, cocktails, fixed menu. It's in your packet there. It's on our website. It's all over the building. And it's been in the Friday email blast as well. So a lot there. And that's where Chef Mark really shows his wares there in an evening like this. So really good stuff. So we're looking forward to a good turnout. That's the second time for that. We have a painting on the green, May 9th, 6 to 8. And that is the PWAT at Warrington and Makefield Highlands Golf Club for a perfect Mother's Day event. Food, wine provided by Makefield while painting your own set of custom floral wine glasses. So it's been a fun event. They've been very successful other places. We think we will too. I think we already have a dozen reservations, so that's fun. There's no limit to that, so that should be a good time. So little events like that to kind of fill some gaps have been going on pretty well. And then, of course, Cinco de Mayo coming up here right in the beginning of May, so we're excited for that. With some Modelo specials for golfers and everyone alike. So some fun events. The team's been working hard, and we've been marketing them pretty hard. So we would expect a pretty good turnout coming up here soon. So the things we've done in the last couple of months have been successful, and we're going to keep throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what else works while we're moving on. And that's back to the bar renovation. It's a bit of a challenge right now to kind of work around that, but we've done a great job of acting like it's not happening and just trying to, have fun events, which we've been able to do. So, if you just turn the chairs one way and people don't look at it, it really seems to change the whole evening. So, really doing well, but really excited to see the progress of that too. So, a lot of good stuff on the F&B side.
Good.
Good.
Great.
More or less hit marketing.
I think you hit most of the marketing too. So just the happy hours, karaoke, trivia nights. And then just, banquet side, graduations are kind of the big push right now. We have a lot of that going on. So we're always promoting those. We do quite a few of those. So if you got a graduation out there, please give us a call. We are there for you. And then capital, getting back to Rick, your question on the bar. We got a couple of pictures in there just to give you a quick update on kind of where we are in case you haven't been over. But we met today. Plumbers were in. They did their rough-in. So they finished rough-in work today. Electricians are about done. They got one more day work tomorrow. We'll probably be inspections by the end of this week. Then we'll go into some more finish work. Equipment's moving along. We got some of the stuff stored in maintenance at this point. So it's starting to flow in. All the custom metal is the real key to this whole thing, is them delivering on time. So they're working through that. We are waiting on an update from Singer to tell us just exactly what day that will ship. But as we're looking right now, everything's looking pretty good for Memorial Day weekend, which is our goal to try to kick this off and grand open it Memorial Day weekend. Granite's been picked. So we're really kind of just waiting on some equipment at this point, finishing up some roughing, get some inspections. And that, if you looked at the back wall, it's that back wall, once electrician's done tomorrow and inspected, we'll be able to close up the back wall, start doing the finish work on the upper soffit up there. We started doing the skin on the bar itself. Flooring's in. We'll finish the flooring behind the bar, and footrail will get taken care of after that. Beautiful piece of granite we got for it. Real nice gray with a lot of veins in it. Looks beautiful. So it'll be a beautiful looking bar when it's all done. So yeah, if things track well with the custom work, we feel pretty good about Memorial Day weekend. All right. Any questions on that? All right. All righty. Yeah, not a ton, obviously, besides that, just, kicking into season right now. So everything's going on. Every day there's something happening right now. So it's good. Yeah. Good. Rick, anything else?
Anything else?
I think I had a discussion about updating the plaques in the entryway. And given that you're having some probably painting or other finishing being done, maybe you can take them down and paint and work on getting them updated? Might be a thought.
Yeah, so I literally personally put up about 6 of them last week. All the hole-in-one plaques have been updated. And then we are waiting for the 2 the men's and ladies club championship plaque to be, because I had to add a second plaque for both the ladies and the men's, but all the hole-in-ones have been up. Like I said, I literally put those up myself personally on Tuesday. So yeah, Joe was able to help me kind of organize and assemble. He lives a little closer to White Trophy, so he was able to get them all. And then, so all hole-in-ones have been updated. And then the only 2 we're waiting on are men's and ladies, because they had to make a separate board because the boards were portrait. So they're a wider plaque for the champion winners. So they had to make a separate one. So yeah, so we're there.
Anybody else? Audience, questions, anything?
Sure thing. Bob Hines, I'm a resident of the township. Couple weeks ago or last time, I'm not positive which, the board had wondered the direction of the Lower Makefield Township supervisors and wanted to get feedback as to what that was.
The direction in regards to the goal of the course and what that is. I don't know that we have that. Did anybody?
Yeah, maybe I could help. I think the town manager, I met with him today as we were kind of walking through. There was one other piece I just wanted to mention was the ponds. We had a meeting with Dave and Derek. Derek, our public works director, has been working on the pond and liner information. So he was just giving us some updates on that. He's still waiting on some pricing, so we don't have anything solid yet as far as numbers, but as soon as we do, we'll kind of fill you in. But that was kind of moving along. And I think Dave mentioned to me that he was going to reach out to Rich in regards to, going forward, management contracts, whether RFP pieces were going out and different things. So he'll reach out to you. All right.
So thank you very much for that. But the question was more directed at the committee and the function of the committee as far as what the revenue, was this looked at as a revenue source or an entertainment source for the township? I think that was the direction that I was anticipating hearing something back from the supervisors.
No, but I think this topic was kind of floated, Alan, a couple meetings ago. I think you suggested it, and I think it's not necessarily been formally proposed to the supervisors yet to give us direct feedback on that mission. But I think it's something that I saw one of the supervisors in the bar at the golf course last week, and they were saying that is something that needs to be talked about, just so it's clear for everyone.
Yes, so there is no
to-
answer just
To
yet.
clarify, I think the question I posed to the committee was based off of the conversation with regards to rates. And where are we as this, what is the purpose of Makefield Highlands in the future? Is it a profit center? Or is it an amenity for the constituents of LMT? And I think it can be both. And the rates move forward with some adjustments, as Ed noted specifically. Obviously, I'm of an opinion of one. I think that there are some other adjustments that can be made. But it was also, I think, April 1 and the golf season was upon us to be able to make those changes. In 25 was probably impractical. 26, 27, moving forward, I think it's worthwhile conversation.
Agreed. So, yeah, so I think, I think that's where it left off. So I don't think it was something that was brought formally to the board at this point.
No, but that's fair. I'll talk to Rich about that, about how we do formally bring that up to the supervisors, especially since you brought that up tonight.
Thank you.
Sure.
I think with that, Rick,
With that,
We're done.
motion to adjourn?
Motion.